guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the 3rd of March, and we have a just beautiful day brewing today. We've got some breeze, you can see by them clothes going, but it's going to be a hot one today. I took a hike early this morning in the dark. It was pretty nice, but when that sun come out, it's a roaster. It's a roaster today. I walked up to pay the water bill and was just soaked by the time I got home. I forgot to bring a rag, so I was just dripping. But going to be beautiful. But is it just me, or does anyone else think the U.S. has gone crazy? I'm looking at all this stuff now about Dr. Seuss getting canceled, Mr. Potato Head. I guess I heard a rumor that they're changing that around. I'm wondering up around New York. I used to go up to Niagara Falls a lot. What are they going to call the Maid of the Mist now? The sexually androgynous, multi-use, I don't know, flotation craft for damn places. I mean, are they going to have to go that far? Because it's probably going to be bad. But one thing that happened that was really funny, and the Democrats voted against it too, was for all these reparations. They don't want to give their constituents any money. The black folk, they don't want that. But here's the problem with it now. If they did ever vote this in, hey, they're just making a deal where we get to identify as anything. You can get some dude, he identifies as a chick, so he can go into a woman's bathroom. Okay, so if they do that for the reparations, I'm gonna do very well money-wise, because first off, I'm not gonna have to pay, and second off, I'm gonna get a pile of money because I'm gonna identify as Afro-American. Plain and simple. I mean, it's gonna be that easy. So, but so many weird things are going on. I start thinking about all the things from these companies are going to change, like CocaCola and all their different brands. I hear they're taking a major hit, a major hit in their pocketbook. I just don't get it. I don't. You start thinking of things I like when I was at SNR, I got some manwich. I haven't had that for years. What are they going to call it? Warlock mix? Or I don't. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I just don't. They got rid of Aunt Jemima. Oh my goodness, that's just a little bit scary. I see they're throwing Cuomo under the bus, and that governor of Florida, Newsom. The Dems are throwing them under the bus. I see Antifa's burning the Vitophiles flags now. Another thing that's really strange going on is I heard this on 3 different sites. Mar-a-Lago, when that CPAC was going on, Air Force One was down there, but the Vitophile was nowhere in sight. So what's the deal? Why was that? Why is it there? Why is it there at that airport? Just a lot of strange stuff going on here. It's just making your head spin. But these people that are running the show right now, and they're getting away with just murder. They're trying to scare everybody. I'm wondering, what happened to all the men in the country? And then you got this dude, I forget his name, the one who crapped his pants on TV, the fat one. He's an ultra dem, and he says, he's coming to basically I forget exactly what he said, but kind of like God has no business in the House of Representatives. That, my friends, that right there should put him out. Should just absolutely put this man out. We're a country that was founded on Christian principles, and they've just coerced that and changed it and flipped it around. They've taken God out of the schools. They've done all this terrible stuff, and look what we got. Look what we got now. It's just insane. It's just absolutely insane the way they're going. But I just sit back from here a long way away and just looking at all the news that I get and just shaking my head. But there's my little guy. Say hi. Whoops. You got to watch out in the water. That's one thing about you come here to the Philippines, you're going to build a house. Don't put any of these stupid tiles down. Don't put the tiles at all. My place, I got tiles that were real gritty. they got a real grit to them, so they're not going to be slippery if they get wet. But I'm telling you, these tiles here, every house I go to has got tiles down, and inside the house too. You spill a little bit of water on the floor, it's like ice. They're going to go down like black ice too. You're going to go down on your butt. So, if you're building a house here, watch the tiles you get. I selected a real gritty one. Now on my house floor, we got the nice shiny white tile, but that's going to be, we're going to have a big rug. We found a place that has these nice big rugs. I want a rug down. I'll get a vacuum cleaner. I'll vacuum the rug. I don't want to be on a damn tile floor. It's nice to sit on a big rug. I'd love to find a nice, like a wrestling mat to put underneath it. So it's nice and comfortable. But we'll figure it out when we get in there. But you guys got any comments on on all the craziness that's going on? And you got any other news that I haven't heard about? I had 2 days of my phone just basically not working. It just wouldn't work. I had to get out of here in the car and drive almost all the way to the cell tower before I got 1 bar in order to upload the last video. So it's just ridiculous what's going on. But and we had a headache yesterday with the finance for the house. We're paying that off as we go. We've already paid them more than 3/4. And we're going to get the rest of it paid plus the extras and all this stuff. And then she comes back, the lady from finance, not the girl I'd always been talking to, and she's saying we still owe this huge amount. And I'm like, whoa, you got to wait here. And then my wife's getting all upset, and we got all our receipts out, and I took pictures of them, sent them to the lady. Of course, I had to leave here to do it. Which was, it's a headache, and then she don't answer right away. She might wait an hour, so I'm hanging around to try to. It was a big aggravation. My wife was getting very upset, and then at the end of the day, right before 5, she says, "Good day, sir. Oh, sorry, it was my mistake." So she caused a whole day of horrible headaches for her mistake. She looking at somebody else's that somebody owed. I don't know what, if she didn't have the receipts or what, but it's one thing why we keep all the receipts for everything. Because we paid a huge amount on this place already, and we want to get it all done. I got this month. I'm going to pay off the extras, and then after we get in, we've got so many days to just pay the rest off, and we're just going to do it. Get this place done. But I'm hoping they get moving on it. I'm hoping it gets going here. I got to give the landlord a little bit more money here soon. I get my pension on the 1st, and I always use the debit to take a small amount out, so we have some pocket money. But then I use Transferwise, and that place, for some reason, sometimes it'll transfer that day. Other times it might be the 8th. I do it on the 2nd here. It's the 1st in the U.S., but it's the 2nd here, and sometimes it's the 8th before I get any money. I don't know what their deal is. Somebody said, "Oh, well, take it out in different groups. Like smaller amounts. Don't take 2,000. Take less than 2,000 and just do it twice, like that." And I'm like, I tried that. And the first month, it worked really good. But the second time I did it, the month later, I did the same thing. Took 19, and the bulk of it, and it was. I think I got it on the 7th that month. So I don't know, but I saw another fella put on here about transfers to the Philippines here, and he was saying he uses the Western Union, and. Well, I have that on my phone. I've got Remitly. I've got a bunch of different ones to do it. And every single month when I go to transfer, I put my amount I'm going to transfer in to each one of them. And every single time, Transferwise, it's going to change to Wise now, but Transferwise is always the lowest. I always get the most money on my transfer. So, check it out yourself. You can easily put these apps on your phone or your computer, put them all on there and check it yourself. I'm getting all these people saying, "Oh, I'm doing this because this is same." My buddy Ronald Bowen, hey buddy, he's the one who told me about the Remitly, I believe it was. But it was It was 6,000 pesos less than Transferwise. And, even though I had the app and all this stuff. And then also I had got a bunch of people to try Transferwise. They put it on their thing and they tried it, and they're doing the same thing as me, checking all of them, and they're using it. So I had gotten a whole bunch of money put towards my account. So my transfers right now, I'm not paying anything yet. It shows you what it would have cost, because they take it out of my bulk of money I got. But I got a bunch of people to join it, and join it. And if you want to help me out, if you really want to help me out, send me a thing on Messenger through Facebook. It's Rickshaw Philippines, and ask for the link, and I'll send you the link. It should be no skin off your nose. You get it one way or the other, and then that way they'll give me another thing for getting people, and then I'll get it free for a while longer. I'm looking still, though, I'll be getting it free for a month or so, with how much I use every month. But check them guys out, and don't believe me. Check them all out. Put them all on your phone and look at them. But Western Union was not cheap. It was not cheap. It was just like Remitly, a little bit more than Remitly. I go by, not what anyone says. I go by what I see, and then when I set the transfer up, and right before I click the button, it'll say how much is going in my account here in the Philippines, and it's always less, always. Transferwise, unless there's another company. If anybody knows any other companies I could try, but so far I've been using the Transferwise for quite a while now, and nobody has beat them. Nobody, not even close. I think the closest one was about 3,800 pesos less money on the month I was trying to transfer. So, and that's, hey, I'm not giving that much up. I'm not going to give that much up to some other company just because I like their name or something. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'm going to get out here in a little bit and get out in this beautiful day. We got these nice billowy clouds. They're moving a little bit. But I'm really loving this weather. I love the heat. I'm going to get out in the sun a little bit. Kids are out in it. We go through a lot of water, though. I got this jug. This thing's a half a gallon. I think I drank 4 of them yesterday, and I wasn't peeing a whole lot, so it was just going out my skin. I was sweating quite a bit. I wish I could get the kids over to the park, but I took a hike over there right after I did the water. I came back around that way, walked through the park, and the dude was there walking. His battery took a crap. I had to replace it. That was a freshly charged battery, and how many minutes since that shut off. But I was saying I come back through the park, and a little old dude was down there again. I guess that's his new duty station, to keep the big bad Americans kids out while his kids are in there. And there's kids in there playing again this morning, little ones. Like I saw 10 kids in there. So I don't know. He's got to chase me out, but he guards them or something. So, and I didn't say nothing to him. I just walked past him, looked at the kids, and just shook my head. What's the matter with this guy? Why is he on me? I'm not going to start any trouble with this old guy, but it's really sad that you got to have people like that there. And he's still walking around with all his badges. He's got all these badges hanging around his neck, and of course he's got the big full mask, and he's got this humongous face shield and his hat. He's got his big hat that covers his head. And I was like, oh yeah, he's. I'm sure if he was in the military, he'd have the biggest hat of anyone. Put some guy like that in charge, and boy, everybody would be subjugated. It would be terrible. These stupid little tin pots that you get around here. It's probably not just here. There's places all over the world like that. I lived in a place where I had when I was very young, I had a neighbor, and where I parked my car, he tried to tell me one day that I had to be 4 feet off the line to where my car parked. Well, it would have been impossible to park my car. Because I'd have been 2 feet into the house, and he was calling the police on me for it, And it was like the police came out and said, no, that's a fence. If you want to put a fence up, it has to be 4 feet off the line. You can't put it on the line. And they told him, but he would call them. He'd call them at different times to get different ones to come. One time I was up washing my dishes in the kitchen. I had a second floor apartment, and And he had this. They were druggies, these people, and his wife was so bony. You know, I felt sad for her because she was so bony and sickly, and you know, had all these punctures through her body and stuff, and nipple rings and stuff in her tongue and on her lips and stuff, and tattoos. And I thought, oh, that poor thing just should give her a hamburger. With all that stuff in her face, that's probably why she couldn't chew, and she was so skinny. And then the dope. And I was in my kitchen washing dishes, and I just happened to look down, and he was sitting there next to her looking up. Oh my goodness, he come over the door and started raising hell. What are you looking at my wife for? You know, it's like, I just happened to glance over that way, but my goodness, the last woman in the world I wouldn't want to have anything to do with was that poor little thing. Very sickly, other than maybe to take her to a hospital to fix her. And I got attacked. He attacked me right on my front porch. So, you know, I'm not a little fellow or anything like that, but I drug him inside. I went ahead and drug him inside the house, and I beat the living crap out of him. And then, you know, once you're inside my house, all my implements of pain. Hi, buddy.
Yes, I'm going to get Mommy's head.
Okay, go ahead, find it. But I have all my implements of pain, and I clobbered him a good one. And then that time I called the police, and they arrested him, and you know, for attacking me in the house, and which was really cool. But you know what I did right after that? I packed up everything I had, called the landlord, said I got to get out today because of this guy. I had been telling him about the neighbor, and he knew about it. He lived there before me. And then the people downstairs that lived there, they knew he was a nut. They were scared of him. So I just packed up and moved and just got out of there because he'd have done something crazy, I'm sure. But so you run into that no matter where you go, weird people. But it's just aggravating that my kids can't go to the park, or we're going to get the police called on us. And if they come, I'm sure, you know, they might just warn us. I don't know, but they'll give you a thing. I don't want my kids wearing masks all the time. You know, this stuff. You know, you look at the bacterial pneumonia they can get. My daughter got a big nasty stuff on her thing, and we wash them all the time. We're washing them all the time, but there's times you got to put them on. If I go walking around here and there's nobody around, I got it in my hand, but if I go inside, I put it on. I don't want any headaches, but it's just a shame the way it's going. They need to just let this go. Never in my lifetime has a flu season lasted from March to March. This is the first one. I still think it's a bunch of malarkey. I'm just not buying it at all. You can go back in my videos all the way back to last year. I wasn't buying it then, and I'm not buying it now. It's a big farce. I do believe it's part of the New World Order. And anybody who wants to believe otherwise, you're being fooled. Turn off the TV. Turn it off. Quit watching it, because they're just filling your heads with a bunch of crap. Start looking elsewhere. Look around to the people you know. Look around. I remember when they were saying this hospital when in Houston was overflowed and all this stuff, and they were actually showing on the news pictures of a hospital in Italy. And I had a buddy who went there, just a YouTube buddy, don't know him personally, went there with a camera and was asking, "Hey, everybody, where's all the sick people?" And the place was empty. And then you look at these nurses. I think they're trying to tell the world something by doing all these TikTok dances and stuff. You got all these nurses in hospitals, no patients to be seen, and they're all doing these choreographed dance numbers in there. And I don't think they're just bored. I think they're doing it as a way to get away with showing the people that, hey, we're empty, guys. We got nothing to do here. So, you know, look at stuff like that. Take everything with a grain of salt that you see. But hey, you want to say the honors, mister?
Reach out.
That's my buddy. You guys all take care and pray for each other. We're out.